nice and set up as per usual. Alright. We likely won't be going on for too long tonight. I do have some flavor of experiment to run come morning. That would not make it easy to continue on with certain things. And we'll also get that set up. Lovely. And as per usual, if you do decide that you want to subscribe to follow along with my Foundation-sanctioned escapades, then you could get into the server itself as well. Actually, I'm going to have to rejoin. There we are. I'd love to be able to see my own setup properly. That should be good enough. And in we go. What are we laughing about, W4? Alright. Again, I don't know how you keep managing to get places, but I can at least sleep the night away since it's only me for the time being. Alright. Now, I'd like to get my hands on some more villagers as well. Oh, you are something I'd also like to get my hands on. That is... There you are. Come here. I'll stare at you as... Yes, come on. Oh, such a shame. Connor, I believe I can unadopt you. I will return you right back to the baby store if I must. Thought I could stop you from... Oh, you thought sleep would stop you. Well, you certainly seem to be the determined type. And I suppose for housework as well, we can also take a point into starting to clear that up. You know, because someone insists that my yard is the place they wish to build things that they never finish nor clean up themselves. Well, enjoy your little gaming session, and I will enjoy mine. For a second, I thought that was floating. Perhaps I need a nap. Apparently, fire didn't take care of this the way I was hoping. It more or less has made my own mission more problematic. There we are. Alright. Yes, I truly shouldn't have gone with the set fire to it method. Alas, one lives and one learns. Well, trying isn't exactly enough in this situation, are we coming to find out. You may have tried, but you did not succeed. There we are. You see, I will be both trying and succeeding, personally, because God's above, it's simply going back with an axe. Every mess you make, it becomes more and more difficult to believe that you are sorry for them. Because it keeps happening. Ugh, God's above. I should have jumped at that point. Alright, a little off to the side. How much off to the side must I get? Perhaps I'm not far enough forward. Well, hello, I appreciate you coming in to say hi. was just abandoned tears. Gods above. There we are. Lovely. Also, a real quick out of character thing. Speaking of the devil, I hear that little bird chirp. Siren has her own TikTok now. Since she isn't associated with the SCP stuff I do, and y'all seem to like her. Like, it was a unanimous vote on that post for her to get her own account. So now Siren does. She has her own little TikTok account, which I'm using to mod this chat here. So there's that. But back to our regularly scheduled programming. This will likely only be going on for an hour or so. And hello, Dr. Thompson. I did see you peek in for a second at least. Gods above, you couldn't even just slash top this yourself. You insisted on making... I am going to skin you alive and leave you for the lab rats. I'm not saying I'm going to skin you alive. I'm going to skin W4 alive for making a mess near my property for the umpteenth time. Gods above. There we are. Well, apparently all of it. I guess that will be our mission today. Since somebody couldn't handle doing it themselves, even though they built the contraption. Apparently fire alone doesn't do the trick. I have the feeling that this will take quite some time. But I suppose doing it for this stream won't be a problem since I can't stay for nearly as long as I usually do. Gods above, why don't you clean up after your own messes? And if you're not going to clean up after your own messes, why do you put them so close to my yard? I'm quite fond of the trinket, actually, I believe. Did I leave it in one of my pockets, or did I place it? No, I do have it on me. It's shiny and purple. I'm not giving it back. You said I could keep it if I took what you gave me. So it's mine now. Not giving it back. Okay. Well, sometimes you lie about your deals and promises. So I can never be too certain. How far does this go, W4? Suppose I should at least see what I'm getting myself into. As a matter of fact, we can at least do a little something with it before I start wandering. I'm stupid, aren't I? There we are. Right at the edge. You hope what wasn't too big of a... It goes a long way. Again, why don't you clean up after your own messes? And if you're not going to, stop putting them in other people's yards. I didn't ask for this. And are you continuing to work on that statue that you also insisted on putting in my yard? Because I don't see any progress being made over there either. Is that another thing I'm going to have to take down and clean up? Gods above, I'm going to skin you. I hope this leads directly to your new base. The hells is this? Do you start getting lazy and there's just holes? Oh no, there's rails here now. Gods above. You at least started to try. Yes, it apparently goes for a long time. I'm not giving you these rails back, by the way. Whichever ones land on the floor can be food for the animals, and whichever ones I grab, I'm keeping. I'll use them to drown villagers I don't need. Perhaps turn them into zombie villagers and cure them for the hells of it. And hello, King of all cats. Currently, I am cleaning up a mess from someone who doesn't know when to stop building near my yard. It's not stealing if they were never going to finish it. Gods above, I'm going to kill you. It goes to your old base. Why the hells aren't my waypoints showing up? Why have you all been turned off? I kind of enjoy seeing where I'm going. Ugh, God's above, it goes for nearly 700 more blocks. What contraption are you talking about, Nico? Well, perhaps you should have run some tests before building it all the way to my house. Yes, this contraption is a nightmare designed by W4 that should have never been on my property. Is that an Enderman? No, that's a black sheep. This is why the Foundation has glasses on me. But not contacts, because that makes me harder to disarm. It's not fair, if you ask me. I'd like to be able to see without the risk of that being able to be taken away from me at a moment's notice. God's above, and another one that goes all the way down. Well, you'll have to transfer those over to me now, wouldn't you? Hells, for me having to take this all out, I half expect you to deliver them to my yard. And then pet transfer. And my eyes are also terrible, as we've already discussed. No, he was building a trading machine to send things off in my direction, but he forgot to test it. And now I have to clean it up. You know, I titled this stream Home Improvement, and I suppose getting rid of this is improving my home, but God's above. I also don't see what the point of these constant uptick bits are. And just leaving shit in the middle of the... God's above. Ooh, there is an Enderman there, though. I kind of want that. We'll get him when we get there. When I can actually jump. Actually, what we'll do, since we're already here, we can take out this pillar. Oh, and you doubled up on it, too. Ha 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 ha. Well, good. You better be far away, because I'd like to beat the hells out of you. Oh, you're super far away. Well, perhaps you can warp to spawn and bring them over anyway. Because you are causing me quite a world of inconvenience that I didn't ask for. So no, I think you still can manage to deliver them. Good enough. It'll perish anyway. Now, where's that Enderman I had seen? There's a creeper. Is that the Enderman, or am I simply seeing a sheep? Alright. Take care of you lot. Ugh, God's above. Excuses, excuses. Where in the hells is that Enderman? That's the only reason I came down here. Your arrows can't even damage me, you know. None of you are threats. Alright. You want a Titan for Christmas. Do you think I'm Santa Claus? Are you simply shouting your desires to the winds, or do you expect that I can achieve such a thing for you? Well, congrats, your sword does fire damage. Why in the hells would I care? Can I ask Silas? No! Gods above, no. I'm not asking Silas for jack shit or fuck all. I get the feeling that I'm not going to find the one mob that I came down here to get. Yes, yes, I feel you hitting me almost. Kill the creeper. Give me a music disc. Or not. It doesn't matter how good your aim is. I have thorns on my armor, and I'm wearing an arrow-proof vest. I also would like Silas to not be so close and invested in me. You should be quiet about that. I've heard tell that 051 personally wishes to deal with whoever took his wine. Apparently one of those vintages was a gift from the late 0511. Someone that 051 was quite close to. You are all in for a world of trouble. This is why you don't steal things from the site director. I should add aqua affinity to this helmet on a side note, but that will be a problem for later. Alright, I'm not going to find that Enderman, am I? Alright then. Oh yeah, W4, whoever did that. those, like, suck-ups? I'm not certain if I'm seeing an Enderman or simply a shadow. I'm going to assume the latter. But yes, a vintage that was a gift to... Hello? It was a gift to 051 from... I get up here and then I see you again. God's above. I'm not losing track of you this time. Or am I? What in the hells? Ah, God's above. Slow all of you down at least a bit. You for the irritation. You also for the irritation. And you just for the hells of it. Lovely. How in the hells do I keep losing an Enderman that stares me in the face? I forgot to grab that piece of... Am I losing my mind? I must be. God's above. If I get up there again, will I see him a second time? Have I gotten some sort of SCP madness? Who in the hells knows at this point? Right, I get up here, I look down, there's no Enderman. Lovely. Alright. Well, too late for that. I better at least take out this cobblestone I had missed. And for the time being, put these away. I truly don't need the cobblestone. All right. W4, I will remember this for quite some time, and I will be more than willing to kill you over it. Shiny things might be required for the amount of problem you are causing me. You couldn't have at least stuck to wood for building this either, could you? Oh, so you really didn't even care how ugly you made it, hmm? You know, in another life on a Minecraft server, I would have taken this out using admin commands. I would have tested the limit of what I considered a sky platform. Well, perhaps you should have tested to see if it would work before you traveled well over 1,000 blocks and you split it into 2 locations. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. The hells are you talking about, Nico? I don't need all of this wood. I'd rather keep the rails. I don't even use birch that often. I don't necessarily need the string either, and I really don't need the bones. Well, I like shiny things, so I suppose I wouldn't look angrily upon giving a crystal. Just in case I fail this jump, because I know my limits and I don't want to die out here. Well, that depends. What is your level of quote-unquote crystal making, my dear? I don't know where your abilities lie or what your offer even entails other than a nice shiny rock. Gods above, it better not go far in this direction. Lovely, it doesn't. There is quite the temptation to release things into your yard. Alright, well, Labradorite is a favorite of mine. So, if I get the pick... Ah, so you're finding plenty of trinkets, aren't you, Woods? The hells do you mean, Dave? No. Are you talking about the sheep corpse? It was burned when I got here, and you're the one that has the fire sword, not me. I believe that's your fault. At least take care of these little offshoots before getting back onto the main path. I don't believe any wine you could afford to give Silas will make up for the supply he lost. He's a bit of a fanatic, and again, one was a vintage from 051 that in turn was a gift to 051 from 0511 who has since passed away. I don't think anything is making up for what has been taken. Gods above, you could not make this easy on me, could you? we're lucky, that will start to... Oh, that was pathetic. Gods above. Alright then. Does this mean I'm getting towards the end? Yes, it does, actually. Lovely. Alas, Mandy is already... Ooh. Well then. I suppose I'll take care of this as well, ugly as sin. This is like the opposite of Vanguard's calling sign. Yes, bird feathers are quite lovely. Many different shapes, sizes, and colors. Even all within the same bird, you can find uniqueness. Right. There we are. Oh, look, the skeleton horses that you still have to pet transfer over. How did this stay up? I could have sworn I had taken this out as well. Lovely. And what is your idea, Kalinsky? Likely something as idiotic as ever. What time machine? When was I ever scheduled on a time machine? One of those horses is outside. Hello, my dear. Are you still considered owned? You're not. Interesting. Alright then. Perhaps I'll have to come back for you on my own then. All of you, that it. Oh, you've been given names. Yeah, now I have to get myself out of your pen. The worst part about skeleton horses is the fact that they... Oh, there's one over there as well. Alright, well... But yes, the worst part about skeleton horses is you cannot put them on leashes. Which means I will have to come back for these horses, one at a time. Right, and for the time being, may as well sleep the night away. Boats are not exactly a suitable option when the place I need to get these horses to is 1,609 blocks away. Yes, technically another highway. But again, that is taking horses through the nether. Honestly, I'd rather take my risk with walking them 1,000 blocks. Ugh. Lovely, I did in fact get just close enough. I can type /home, but that will take me home and not the horse, at least to my knowledge. And then that wastes a trip. Well, there's one over there, and there's one over there, and then the rest in the pen. I know Mandy freed a few of them. Alright. I suppose I don't need the portal anymore. I have a waypoint to that anyway. This will at least save me one trip. Lovely. Can't take any of them back this trip. Gods above. Please and thank you. I certainly feel as though I'm underneath it. There we are. And I blame you. Personally. Gods above. At this rate, it'll be faster to do this. Faster and less breaking of my ankles. Yes, you blame you as well. Well, you're not the one cleaning it up, are you? That seems to be a me issue. So I don't believe your self-blame runs too goddamn deep, does it? Gods above. Too bad skeleton horses couldn't be bred. But then again, I'm about to acquire a few of them. Need a hand, not from you. You might steal the horses. Oh, Mandy, I have some news for you. If you'd like to discuss it. Yes, news. Not good news either. And the fact that I'm even alerting... Ooh, an Enderman. These things have been tricking me constantly. Well, found the wine. In air quotes. The wine. He has become aware that the... every second I get close. He has acknowledged that there is a lack of wine. Where in the hells do you keep going? I'm quite literally staring you in the eyes. I'd like to fight. What in the hells? You... There we are. Oh, I'm not going to enjoy this, am I? It's a good thing I set a home here. Gods above, it is a good thing I set a home here. Don't yell at me. I've done nothing wrong. I suppose I could... No, I don't need that. And who are those people, Klinsky? Also, W4, Mandy's raided your base. I don't believe there's any goodies worthwhile left. I suppose I can make use of some of these things. Mandy, it gets worse. It gets worse than that, you know, because, one of those bottles you took, it was a vintage that was, a gift from the late 0511, apparently. That was, rambled to me. And, well, 051 wants to deal with whoever was responsible personally. So, I hate to break it to you, if he starts asking me questions and I'm not providing answers he likes, this is going to be bad. Yes, we're back to that because it's a problem. It most certainly is. I don't think putting an 05 6 feet under is going to save our skins with this one. No, quite the opposite. What is your intention to bury Mandy? Oh, God's above. That hurt. I'm not responsible for what Mandy did. I am simply giving a warning about what the future holds. No, Silas isn't even going to deal with this. He's been instructed to hand over the perpetrator to 051. So, this isn't even his problem anymore. If you had something to do with it, he certainly will, and you didn't seem to be helping him from what he told me. Don't. Gods above. There it is. You are all idiots, by the way. Mandy, you better pray that bottle shows up unharmed. And that I don't get in trouble for tipping off a certainty class as to what is going to happen if it doesn't. Ugh, I need to repair my armor now as well. Alright. Most of my good stuff is back here already. Where are my... there's my boots. Yes, Mandy may have messed up big time. Mandy, they're certainly going to be hovering. I don't think you're going to be able to get away with just putting it back. They all seemed very upset. Like more upset than normal. I don't think I've ever seen Silas look like he wants to eat a D-class. You are all such problematic creatures. He wears a helmet. It's not a... The dice isn't his face. Ha 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 ha! Good recipes for wine, and also the fact that it was a vintage that was, again, a gift from 0511, who is not alive anymore. I don't think. That's about fine. I'd much enjoy it if I had a... Alright, we'll do this then. It's hard to organize your inventory when it's so full of garbage. Best of luck, Mandy. Best of luck. You best hope you didn't, Nico. He'll take anyone. The only evidence he needs is, the one who's caught red-handed, which is currently you. So if you did take that specific bottle, then you're the one who's going to get it. You know, Kalinsky, I wouldn't blame you. Honestly, yes, take the blame. I mean, it's not like there isn't footage of, you admitting to have taken it. God's above. none of you allow there to be a peaceful day in the Foundation. Well, if someone rats Mandy out, then Mandy is even more screwed than she currently is. Well, then maybe you should stop stealing from the site director. Oh, I don't want Getter Duty. Steals from the site director. Those two things don't line up. If you don't want Getter Duty, maybe you shouldn't take things from Director Koenig. You dumbass. You're stupid as all sin. I don't know why all of you do these things. I wouldn't be shocked if whoever's responsible gets locked in a room with me for a week. Which would also be a problem because, well, Mandy's been supplying me with a certain something that means that plan wouldn't work, which would also get me in trouble for having used E-Class without permission. Yeah, without any regard for the consequences of your actions. What do you want me to say at this point? If anything, if you bury the body, I think he'll take you out as the quote-unquote next best thing. I should get rid of that horse waypoint. I don't need that anymore. You guys cause me stress beyond belief. I think I'm going to start drinking. I don't think you will be. Remember, you've upset not just Director Koenig, but 051. I don't understand how the lot of you keep forgetting that little detail. Yes, and, stealing from high-ranking members of the Foundation, no less. There we are. Yes, 051 is involved because, for the millionth time I've stated that vintage that was in Director Koenig's supply that was stolen was a gift from 051. And in turn, that was a gift to 051 from 0511, who is deceased and 051 was very fond of. So 051 wants to deal with the perpetrator personally. I don't care if it ends up being your problem at this point, Vanguard. You've caused enough problems for me. I'm more concerned that this will end up as a me problem somehow. And how can you even confirm that at this point, Mandy? Yeah, so 5-1 isn't exactly known for the ethical approach. Mandy, there's only so much that you can guarantee, and I believe that this is above the pay grade. I don't think there's any guaranteeing of safety when 051 gets involved. Not like this, at least. I'd like to get down there and get rid of that wood as well. I suppose not my circus, not my monkeys. You fools are all forgetting about DNA and the fact that I'm certain you've passed the bottle around, sipping like fools. And here I thought I was going to have a nice, calm stream getting this done. I'll at least get one of those horses done before I end off for the night. How much further until I'm back at my own base? Well over 1,000 blocks. That's a very specific thing, Mandy. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not certain of what outcome could still be possible from this. I'm not going missing. I didn't cause this. All of you bring me nothing but immense levels of stress. Oh, an Enderman's here. Oh, a spider's here. That's a bug. Well, fuck me sideways. Alright, you. Give me attention. Zombie villagers, 2 of them actually. Shame they're so far away from where I need to be. Nothing once more, what a shame. Yes, ouch. God's above. Alright. We'll go back home and then continue this, and I'll bring saddles for those horses. Then they at least count as being mine. Hello, dear. Don't believe the shame pit will save you at this point. Yeah, we'll throw all of these in here, why not? Actually, even that's not a good enough storage space. We'll consider this the quote-unquote redstone bin, I suppose. That's not the right chest. There we are. I suppose I don't need to keep this many boats on me. I didn't have to remove that one at all, either. Leave these in there as well, I suppose. And get more pizza. Yes, there are worse fates than it can occur within the Foundation. And hopefully I will not be facing any of them due to the lot of you. Leave these over here. Honestly, we'll leave these there as well. We'll deal with that when we actually have something to use them on. The shield isn't really even damaged at all, is it? Alright, we'll fix up our armor as well. I don't believe that that's going to help anyone, Nico. Again, if anything, you will make things worse. Oh, and I believe we should all be quiet about what we're discussing at this point. Anywho, back to me planning to get those horses and destroy that rail system. Must be my pickaxe it's fixing now. Or not. Where in the hell is my... Where are my pants? I'm more worried about that pickaxe. It was a good pickaxe. It has to actually be in there, right? Yes, it is. Lovely. For my horses, yes, I certainly am. I've yet to get it. I'm getting quite a few of the black horse's pattern with the brown horse's coat, rather than the opposite of what I want. Or I'm getting the opposite of what I want, which is unfortunate. I should fix you up as well. No harm in it, I'm here anyway. If you all act so cheesy, it's going to cause other problems. I also shouldn't bring too much on me if I'm going to rob that base. I'll have to make my way at least partially back, though. I am unaware as to what happened, but I do know he's been talking to me about it to keep my eyes peeled. And of course, I've been doing so. Well, hopefully the culprit will be found. I'm sure that sure it's only a matter of time, sir. Kalinsky, is now the best time to ask? Because personally, I don't think it is. I'm certain it will be. As is deserved. I tend to be anxious as ever when in your presence, out of all due respect. That is more of my natural state than anything. At least let me line this up. There we are. I didn't grab the saddles. Gods above. All right. Fine. We'll deal with that later. Well, as insulted as I am, Mandy, I do appreciate the truthfulness in this scenario. Kalinsky, I'm in the same boat, and I'm not loaning you any of my underwear. Well, excuse me if I don't want to be on the receiving end of Koenig's wrath. It wouldn't be the first time I've been blamed for something that I took no part in. How terrible is this looking? I've gone through worse distances. At least it's all in one piece now. Again, W4, you owe me for not cleaning up your own mess. Kalinsky, you say that as if I'm allowed to leave the site. I have to stay here. Unless Koenig wants to go somewhere for an extended period of time, usually another site. Yes, I'll have plenty of wooden planks afterwards in a color that I never build with. This isn't exactly beneficial for me. This is just wasting durability on my tools. I suppose. At least it shouldn't take too much longer.
Oh, you'll stay in your cell until the mess is fixed.
Yes, and not help fix the mess that you made, that I'm cleaning. Gods above. Now that's a better idea. I don't want to be any more involved in that than I am forced to be by proxy. Hells if I know. Once he shows his face, I never truly can consider him gone. Why in the hells would you choose to be, Brave Kalinsky? That is just another word for stupid. Oh, and thank you, W4, for the gift. Why would you ping him? You just want us dead. Thank you, W4, for the rose. It totally makes up for all of this. And thank you for that as well. It'll be done eventually. We're... well, it's definitely over 100 for certain. You all insist on discussing such invigorating topics when I have to have eyes on me, don't you? Incriminating evidence towards someone who would have no choice but to admit to things if they were asked. Because I'm not going to lie, I value my own life above every single one of yours. I don't desire anything from your trip. I almost feel as though I should have some music on in the background for this. Plenty of shiny things. This is a long rail system you made to not use. Gods above. Hello, 049A. We are absolutely not having a stressful situation. Oh, you made that crystal lovely. As in you got out of the Foundation site? Like outside? Oh. If I was able to get outside, I do my best to not end up back inside. I haven't been out in a very long time. Oh, look, we can start to see the end of this path without zooming in now. That's lovely. Yes, maybe you'll stop making things in/near my yard. You've moved so far away, there's not even a reason behind it. is something I could do, Mandy. That's not exactly a... Don't make this more difficult for me than it is. I was thinking I'd be able to see the end of it by now. I suppose not. Confusing me, Mandy. Ah, gods above, please don't die. Lovely. Hello, D-Class. Hello, and thank you for following along with my Foundation-sanctioned escapades. Alright, well... we'll sleep through the night, and then we will...
That was funny, how this.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, Nix. I'll have to get my things again. It's not like I lost many levels. Maybe I should get the saddles while I'm here. At least claim all of those horses as mine. I've heard there's at least 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 for good measure. There. Well, maybe Nix shouldn't be rude to me. It wouldn't be surprising. Well, that was discussed earlier. Nix going in the shame pit after all. Well, Nix started it. Don't think it's my fault. Right. That one's... I'll leave both of these up until I get my items back. Mandy, you're only confusing me further about your statement as of previous. Well, I don't think Nick stole the wine. I may not like her much, but I don't think she's capable of such a thing. If you're going to blame someone, you better at least pick a reasonable mark. Nix, your goody two-shoes attitude is capable of stealing wine from Director Koenig. Is that what you're saying here? Well, thank you kindly. Hello and welcome into my Foundation-sanctioned escapades. my enrichment period, if you will. I lost all of my shit and need to get it back. I will potentially die before I get there as well, at least at this rate. Maybe not. It's less than 400 away. No, I'm busy. Actually, no, of course I didn't bring any food on me. That is because I am stupid and wanted to get to this as fast as I could. I, as I said, am busy. I need to get my things back before nightfall. A second wasted is a second longer it takes for me to get there. And I certainly won't survive once night falls. I'm already running low on food to the point where you are looking viable. It's barely anything, but a little bit more is a little bit more. Yes, eat the sheep. Raw isn't exactly what I'd want, but it is what I have, and therefore must take. The cows would also be a decent mark, and I'm getting close enough. Just to ensure I can continue running. Lovely, and that was at least more than one piece of meat. There we are. That got us up pretty good, actually. Likely won't tide us over for long, but... why are we discussing tips like that? I'm not just some creature that you can put on a leash. Right. They're halfway decently organized. Items retrieved. Oh, there's some more. Because then you're going to be the target of 051's wrath. Right. And with my stuff retrieved. All right. Now I know two of you are outside. Ah, you both wandered over towards each other. I suppose that is also potentially true. You come here. You're all going in the pen together. Until... Did you truly not have gates on this pen? Gods above. At least you all come tamed. It's just a game of putting saddles on all of you. That wasn't my intention. Alright, everyone in the pen has a saddle. Lovely, I got out. There's one more of you. This is going to be a long night, isn't it? Yes, some do have names. I can see that. And those will likely be the ones that don't survive the trip, I'm assuming. I'm stealing whatever's worth it in here. Some of these things aren't exactly worth it, but they can be traded with villagers. I really don't need this many ink sacks. I really don't. No. I technically have a hoe. One hoe is as good as the next. Why don't you ooh. That's technically worth a decent sum. Gods above, I don't need this cooked mutton. At least not now. Maybe I'll come back for it. That's actually decently good. Actually, to make my life easier, now that takes up one inventory slot rather than two. Yes, a lot of snacks, it seems. Raw things I can still trade. Processed logs. I really don't need to be taking the pizza. I have an infinite pizza box myself. Alright. I suppose I can leave the wood behind in favor of other things. I'll keep the rails, I suppose. I'll keep the meats. They're technically better than the pizza. The golden nugget. Anything else that I would desperately desire? Not necessarily. Alright. Not exactly worth it. Why aren't... Oh. W4, do you have something you'd like to admit to? Okay, then. We're going to leave those behind. Keep yourself some chickens there. Don't look in the other room. You mean the room that's empty now? Or the crab room? Crab room almost sounds like Crab Rangoon. That would be nice right about now. I don't care to learn what those access cards are named, if anything. Alright, empty. You never truly did things with this area, did you? Oh, gods. Well, you farmed. The one that I passed... I don't need paper. Well, I'll be going back there, I suppose. I think I know which one you're talking about. This room here? Oh, gods above, what? What have you possibly done? I'm taking that stand, though. Right, nothing else in here. I suppose I'll come back, for I do not need these eggs. Alright. What in the hells is the kidney named? Mandy's left kidney. Lovely, that's going to go live with, one of Thompson's hearts. Specifically the left one, dear? I'm taking these. Alright, and it is nighttime. So we'll sleep through the night. We'll bring one of the horses back. We'll dump off things. Then we'll come back and steal more of your shit. Oh, gods. And if I press on the computer, what? I don't believe anything's happening. Unless it's this one. Oh, delightful. I'm not clicking that way. Because I have quite the theory that if I did, it would be a rickroll. Alright, at least you can jump a fence. Are we snitching? Right. I'm going to get so good at making this journey by the end of it. At least it's mostly land. And technically a journey I've made before, also for skeleton horses, oddly enough. The D-class has been more helpful to me than you have, Kalinsky. Oh, I intend to take them all. I've already put a saddle on every single one. So they are technically mine. So, Havas, do you think Silas would tell 051 that I admitted to stealing the bottle? Probably! If he sees, absolutely. The only reason Silas wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if Silas threw me under the bus, but in the same breath as his personal project, something of this caliber going wrong would not look good on him to blame me for. So he will cover for me from time to time if I act unruly. Just to make sure he continues to look well. Well, Silas said how badly he would like to deal with the person at hand who stole the wine. Again, he has been told to hand them over directly to 051. What's the serious thing going on now, other than the stolen wine? Can you unexist, Kalinsky? It won't do us any good. This journey shouldn't be too terrible. I suppose the trinkets I'm pocketing make it even more worth it. Although the horses also do make it very worth it. Well, do you hear that, everyone here? If the faces of those in chat don't start to shut it, I'm going to start taking tongues out of their mouths. So perhaps you should hush about the wine incident. Lest all of you value your speaking abilities. There we are. Kalinsky, you appear very human and can speak. I'd assume you have a tongue. And I suppose this is more in the metaphorical sense. As in, there will be a way found to keep you from speaking. Okay. Am I high enough that I'm going to deal damage to this horse if I fall? No. Well, that time it did. You actually didn't take damage even though you were hit, though. That's interesting. I wonder if you're playing off of my armor class. Alright. Let's put these away. And as I said, I am simply making my expeditions for horses as proven by the... Oh, I thought one of my horses fell in the pen. Yes, my collection of horses. I am quite fond. The wrong meat. That's good. We'll put the regular meats in here as well. Mob drops, arrows, quote unquote redstone, books, more mob drops. I could start manufacturing TNT if I so desired. Right. That is more ink than I will ever need. I suppose we can leave that over here. We're running out of space here as well. I couldn't fit the kidney and the heart in this moment. I'll go back for them, don't worry. Actually, we'll also do this. One can never be too certain, Andy. put this... No, not there. There. Now we can have one there again. Alright, we don't need this other saddle, because all of those horses have saddles on them now. I should have probably taken it out of my under chest first. Nico, do you believe 051's name is Cheshire? It's not. Yes, I found my stuff. Now I'm simply stealing. May as well take the night vision goggles and the batteries. Quartz is hard enough to get. I'd rather not craft redstone torches. Buckets I could always go with. I don't really know what to do with the screwdrivers. I guess I'll take it. More quartz that I nearly missed. Rotten flesh, if I'm taking it, I might as well. Don't believe there was anything left in here. No, I don't want eggs, gods above. Take the battery since I already have some of those in my pocket. Honestly, I'll take the dirt. I always have to dig for more of it. I might as well. We'll take this lot. That should be fine. I might as well take all the mob drops I see as well. And then cross your fingers that he's not actually here. May as well take some of the sticks that are left behind. If I can fit a stack of them out of no other reason, I may as well. I have infinite pizza, but what's a few more? Right, that should be fine. Actually, and for the hells of it, since I doubt I will actually first do this. Yes, what W4 insisted on naming these is one of Thompson's hearts and Mandy's left kidney. I suppose I should be grateful that it's none of my body parts that have gone missing. I guess. And for the time being, just to ensure that this isn't a problem for me. Oh, your jump is not grand, nor are you fast. Alright, onward. I feel that skeletons shouldn't be allowed to hurt skeleton horses, personally. This horse is not speedy. I would say quite the opposite. Nor is its jump that grand. but I do want horses. So, gods above, I will do what I must. That's Limpy. Is this by far your worst of the skeleton horses? There's no way in hell. Did you name it Limpy? This one doesn't even have a name. If you named it Limpy, that would be hilarious. Well, too bad it's not your horse anymore. If Limpy physically could breed, they would not be used to do so. I am so... According to W4, yes. So this will be our worst ride back. If you give me a name tag that is already listed as Limpy, I will name this specific skeleton horse Limpy. As a matter of fact, I will lock it in with my cows and sheep so I remember exactly which one it is. Do we have a deal? Also, you're bringing the name tag to me. Hello, D-Class. And thank you for following along for my Foundation-sanctioned escapades. My lovely little enrichment period that has been causing me nothing but stress as of late. But at least I'm getting horses out of it. Ha ha ha. How did you find this one? The specific horse that you have dubbed Limpy. You found that one underwater. Well, gods above, I'm not shocked. It seems like it's had a lack of oxygen. Just like you when you were born. That explains your low brain activity. Do you mean to say you were never born? Because your misspelling is only further proving the lack of oxygen to the brain theory, my dear. You are not doing yourself any favors. It's Elder Foothark runes, Mandy. That is how I discuss things. And I can read them on the fly, unlike most of you who come back to me with a translator. And I know you're coming at me with a translator because you use a different setup. A platypus? Perry the platypus? That was out of character for you all. Ah, we're almost home. I recognize this body of water. I think, yes, I do. I suppose I have another piece of meat for my raw meats chest. Ugh, and more wood. Here's a little fun fact with Hafez. According to the FDA, honey is classified as a raw meat. Enjoy. The fact is fun for me as long as you squirm after hearing it. Oh my gods, you are a limpy horse. Alright, if you deliver that name tag, Limpy lives in the pen with the cows and sheep. Don't ask me. I didn't categorize it. I'm running out. Places where I can keep things. What are you? Personal computers. I suppose I can move these into one of the other ones. One of the specific block areas. That could be more furniture-wise. You're a tool, so are you. You're also technically SCP. You don't even stack. Why am I going in here? I'm losing my mind. Alright.
Oh, lovely. The MTF is here.
Oh, the MTF is gone. My prayers are answered. Alright, come along, you. You're also not very fast. You know what? We're going to start making this travel mission easier for our next time around. There we are. Lovely. Love the gods above. I'm going to burn this horse and then I'll be mad. Well, I hope so. I'll also have to repair this flint and steel when I get home. Perhaps we'll save Strider for last. Your jumping ability seems a bit better at least. Actually, that's significantly better. Well, perhaps Strider will become one of my new main riding horses. Although bringing the skeleton horses out does cause me stress, they're more token animals than anything. I fear their durability is quite low. Alright, onward we go. Creating forest fires as we travel. Gods above, I picked that seed up last time. The temptation to simply go to sleep and then continue onward with this mission. Come along. You're going to cause me problems. You can at least cause me problems on land. Alright. Sleep the night away. Easier, safer travel for the undead horse. Don't go back in the water. You don't think you did what entirely correct, Mandy? What in the hells are you doing? There we are. Oh, God's above, Mandy. Reading this and not saying it out loud is certainly one thing. I believe there are a few spelling errors. Mandy, that is quite the offer. But again, you're making me feel quite conflicted by even suggesting it. God's above.
Well, Woods, there's a reason I wasn't reading it out loud.
I believe I've come to the conclusion that while 051 has a general understanding of runes, he can't read them on the fly. Not as well as I can, at least. So, in a pinch, it is a quick way to converse. Well, no, most of you can't. That's kind of the point. God's above. Alright, that's at least another horse in. Did this one have a name? No. Alright, let's repair this flint and steel.
but I know some letters here and there, but my memory is bad. Well, that's a shame.
Which one are you? You have a name. Strider. You're the ones I'm taking last. Well, I suppose. They definitely function as a way to relieve some stress without any immediate lashback for my words. Alright. Burn some more of these trees down for my own sake. Oh, God's above. Don't die. Thank you.
Oh, you're getting the hang of it.
Congratulations. Writing is one thing, reading is another. Just because you can write and it doesn't mean you can understand what's being said in a pinch. And that's what's important here. Your mirrored letters are tricky on the brain, much more complicated than simple runes. It's letters that almost seem correct, but not quite. So sometimes I don't even care to try. Koenig was much more willing to do so. Runes mirrored, that sounds like a nightmare. Gods above what, SCP redacted? Oh, I've made a mistake. I didn't get that jump in. Come along, you're almost there. You keep backing up as you go, don't you? There we are. You leave me with a difficult decision, Mandy, is what you leave me with. W4, are you even speaking correctly? Gods above. You're leading me to consider double-checking what I think I'm seeing to make sure I'm not dyslexic. No, you truly are speaking gibberish, unless you're typing backwards. No, you are typing backwards. Gods above. Feel my wrath. There we are, now that I know what you're doing. Typing backwards is one thing, mirroring is another. I'm still literate. Just because your decision is made doesn't mean I have to follow through with it. Good. I'm glad mirroring isn't easy for you. Mandy, out of curiosity, if you are still listening in, what if I don't follow through with your plan? What then? I hate when you type like that. Alright, almost hope with this horse. Really no need to sleep. Can you truly speak backwards? Why does all of your brain power go towards useless skills? Be faster than the creeper, please. Thank you. Well, plenty of things are coded around here. Mostly to the taste of I'd like a private message from time to time. How many more of these trips do I have to make? 6, gods above. Do you have a name? I don't see it if you do. No, you don't have a name. Off we go. At least we've made this path easier to traverse. Oh, alright, well, whatever. Much like the fire path that I have back over there. Oh, a sheep apparently died to it as well. Shame. Alright. And this way is where we have the easiest jump. Oh, you jump very high. You are light-weighted, aren't you? You'll make my life quite easy getting you back. At least I only have to do the traveling by horse since I have a temporary set home put in. And then after this, we only have to make this trip 5 more times. Then I suppose we can call it a night. I do have an experiment to run in the morning. And a shower to take as well, I suppose. Actually, it is already nearly midnight. Perhaps we'll come back for the other horses later. We'll get this one home and Then we will continue on tomorrow. I do need my rest, unfortunately. Especially with the stressful endeavor currently going on. And we have been going on for at least 2 hours. That's more than most can say for these types of streams. And also, any suggestions for things we should do once we hit 5K? It has been mentioned that I should do an all-night stream. A full 12 hours. That is an ungodly request, but doable, I suppose. Yes, time zones are quite strange. Alright, less than 400 away. I almost said less than 300, and that would not have been correct. But yes, any suggestions for once we hit 5,000? I would be interested to hear them. Yes, you would absolutely get a sleep-deprived Hathas for that. By all night, I simply... gods above. By all night, I mean 12 hours. Which I will likely have to stop to have some level of snack, at least pause it, maybe keep some things up here for myself. Yes, the goal would be 12 hours for that if we decide to go that route. There we are. Alright. I'd like to at least wait until the exact midnight point, and that way I'll get some more claim blocks. I am open to other suggestions as well, though. Maybe we can get another horse back within 5 minutes. Right, one of you who doesn't have a name, preferably. Alright. With the burned down areas, I'm not reading that W4. If you wish to be understood, either speak in English or in runes, and by in English I mean forwards and not mirrored. Actually, you know what, I'll even take backwards as long as it's not mirrored. The mirroring is what gets to me more than anything. I suppose we'll see if this takes us approximately 5 minutes to do. It'll likely take at least a little longer. And you would probably not have survived being in the woods when I was free. Everyone has their own special traits. But I don't believe not caring enough to look at your backwards mirrored messages would be enough to spell my doom. I wasn't necessarily literate in general when the Foundation found me. I understood my runes, and that was about it. Right, fine, fine. I'm making my way, I'm making my way. Right, less than 1,000 by a decent sum. Gods above, more seeds. Seeds that I do not need. Alright. An egg that I also do not need, gods above. Alright, it doesn't matter. I don't even have to make this jump. You'd think I would have made this trip enough times to pay attention to such things. At least it does seem to be about a 5-minute trip, potentially closer to 6. Potentially even less if I'd go the right direction the first time. Again, it's cute if you think that I am going to take the time to read that when I intend to go to sleep very shortly. I can't read that on the fly, and I'm not going to stare at it slack-jawed long enough to figure it out. And honestly, you shouldn't be the one teasing me right now after I'm the one who's been having to clean up your messes. Alright, almost back. And at exactly midnight, I suppose it is approximately a 5-minute trip. And we have 4 horses left, so about 20 minutes to get the rest of them back. That won't be too terrible. We will bring them eventually. And remember, W4, if you want that weak one named Limpy, then you need to deliver the name tag yourself. With the name already put on it. Put that away. Alright then, I thought you were a person for a second and I got ever so scared. And hello, and thank you for joining along for my Foundation-sanctioned escapades. Unfortunately, you have decided that you would do so at the tail end of things. So you will get to hear me say, farewell, Foundation personnel. Take care, or whatever. I truly could not care less. And most of you are in for a hell of a ride if you had anything to do with Director Koenig's wine going missing. So, have fun with that situation, I suppose.